Good morning. I hope you're having a great day. Today, the story I'm going to read is called Dazzle the Dinosaur, written by Marcus Pfister. What do you see about Dazzle? Ooh, shiny. When Mother Mousosaurus came back to her nest, she was surprised to find another egg next to her own. It certainly was not her egg. Where could it have come from, she wondered. Instinctively, she covered up both eggs to protect them. The valley was a dangerous place. Food was scarce and water was hard to find. There were even some dinosaurs who raided nests as soon as the mother's back was turned. The other mousosauruses were curious about this odd-looking egg. As soon as the two eggs started to crack, they all came running to see what would hatch. From the mother's own speckled egg, out stepped a sweet-looking baby girl. Everyone oohed and ahed. When the other egg started to crack open, they held their breath. But then they sighed. It was just an ordinary baby dinosaur. The Masasauruses were about to turn away when the baby dino gave a little yawn, stretched, and poof! Up popped a row of glowing spines along his back. They had never seen anything like it. "What kind of dinosaur are you?" they asked. "I don't know," the little dinosaur said shyly. Mother Massasaurus couldn't take her eyes off the glittering spines. "We'll call you Dazzle," she said softly. Mother Massasaurus named the little girl Maya, and soon she and Dazzle were the best of friends. Every day they would go out and play, finding fresh shoots and roots to eat. But they were never allowed to go beyond the edge of the trees. Everywhere they turned, there was a Massasaurus watching, keeping them safe. One night, Maya and Dazzle were awake when they should have been sleeping. "What are you thinking about?" Maya asked her friend. "I wish we could go off on our own and explore without someone watching us all the time," Dazzle said. "We can't because it's too dangerous around here," Maya said. "The Dinosaurus raids our nest and the Tyrannosaurus Rex chases us away from the water." "Then why do we live here?" asked Dazzle. "Mother told me that our family used to live in a cave, in a valley surrounded by mountains that kept us safe. There was fresh spring in the cave, and the valley was filled with trees and ferns." "What happened?" Dazzle asked. "Long ago, when Mother was young, a vicious Dragonosaurus took over our cave when all the Massasauruses were out eating. He was so fierce that they had to move away." "I won't stand for that," said Dazzle sleepily. "We'll have to chase him out." "Yes," yawned Maya. "It's up to you and me." In the morning, the two little dinosaurs couldn't wait to get started on their adventure. They went through the trees as they did every day, but this time they scampered off and disappeared among the rocks. Dazzle was a little scared, but Maya cheered him on. "The mountains are nearby. If we climb up these rocks, we'll be able to see them." Just then, the rocks beneath them rumbled and shook. It was an earthquake! Maya and Dazzle were tossed to the ground. Then suddenly a giant stegosaurus stood in front of them. Those weren't rocks they were climbing. It was Stegosaurus's back. "Why are you two little dinosaurs so far away from home?" asked the kind Stegosaurus. "We're just playing a game," Maya said quickly. "You'd better watch out," Stegosaurus said. "You are lucky it was me you climbed on and not Tyrannosaurus Rex." "She's right," said Dazzle. "We probably should go home now." So Dazzle and Maya returned back to their grove of trees, where all the Massasauruses would look out for them and keep them safe. But just as they found some tall ferns to eat, they heard the rumbling thunder of giant footsteps and an ear-shattering roar. It was Tyrannosaurus Rex. He had spotted the two little dinosaurs and he was hungry. "Split up!" cried Maya. "Twist and turn! Find a place to hide! Run!" So Dazzle ran away from his friend, dashing under the branches and in and out of the shadows. But every time the sunlight flashed on his spines, the Tyrannosaurus Rex gave another roar and came after him. Finally, Dazzle saw a dark, grassy hollow, and he curled up inside, keeping his spines from showing. He barely dared to breathe. Tyrannosaurus lumped and thumped and roared until finally he gave up. Dazzle waited a long time before he climbed out to find Maya. "Poor Dazzle," cried Maya as she jumped up out of some ferns. "Your spines kept giving you away. You're lucky he didn't catch you." Dazzle was just happy to be alive. He wanted a nap. The two of them found a nice warm tree trunk to lean against, and then they fell asleep. They didn't wake up until their tree trunk lifted up from the ground and shook itself. "I'm sorry to disturb you," said a deep voice, "but my leg was getting stiff." It was Apatosaurus. "What are you doing so far from home?" he asked. Maya decided to tell the truth this time. "We are trying to find the cave where my family used to live, but we got lost," said Dazzle. "Could you show us the way?" He wanted to say home, but Maya interrupted. "The way to the cave," she finished. The Apatosaurus waved his long neck thoughtfully. "The Dragonosaurus is a dangerous dinosaur," he said, "but as long as it is still daytime, I don't see the harm. The Dragonosaurus is terrified of light." The Apatosaurus reached his head above the trees and called to the flying reptiles for help. Down swooped two pterodactyls and a Quetzalcoatlus. "I'll take you there," said the Quetzalcoatlus, who was big enough to carry the two little dinosaurs, "but you have to be ready to go back at sunset. I'm not staying around when that Dragonosaurus wakes up." They reached the cave just as the afternoon sun shone on the trees in the valley. Nothing had ever looked so beautiful to the little dinosaurs. They peered into the cave and could see that the Dragonosaurus fast asleep. They had to get rid of him so their family could return home. But how? Maya bravely crept into the cave. Suddenly, the Dragonosaurus sniffed and jumped up, blinking his eyes. Maya was trapped. The Dragonosaurus gave a mighty roar. Dazzle thought fast. Quickly, he turned his back so that every spine caught the sunshine and reflected the light right into the giant dinosaur's eyes. The Dragonosaurus screamed and ran out of the cave to escape the light. But since it was bright outside as well, the Dragonosaurus just kept on running. Maya and Dazzle took a long drink of water from the fresh spring and went outside to meet the Quetzalcoatlus. "What did you do to the Dragonosaurus?" he asked in amazement. "I saw him running away." "Dazzle scared him off with his beautiful dazzling spines," explained Maya. "He saved my life." The Quetzalcoatlus flew the two little dinosaurs back to their family so they could tell everyone the great news. The next day, Dazzle and the Massasaurus climbed the mountain and settled in their old cave. "Tomorrow," said Maya, "we can explore our new forest all by ourselves," said Dazzle. "And you can let your spines shine," whispered Mother Massasaurus. "You'll be safe here." The end. I hope you liked that one. Have a good day.